Good morning. It is 9 a.m. on a Thursday, and that is when we begin our town each and every week here on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. My name is Darren Swenson, the host of the program. Our town, as always, brought to you by Decorah Bank and Trust. A little later on in the program, we will talk about Decorah's 175th birthday. It's coming up this Saturday. Heck of a party going on, and we will discuss everything going on about the party with Stacey Gossling from the Winneshiek County Historical Society. Also coming up this Saturday, Decorah Rocks will have a hometown heroes hike and a pancake breakfast as well. We'll talk about that event with Katy going on. But first things first, the Winneshiek County Veterans Affairs Office will hold its annual Veterans Open House tonight. And our first guest this morning will be Hlubek from the Winneshiek County Veterans Affairs Office. She will begin the Our Town program. It's brought to you by Decorah Bank and Trust, and you're listening to it on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. Having a conversation this morning with Hlubek. She is with the Winneshiek County Veterans Affairs Office, and coming up later on today, it's their annual Appreciation Day and Open House for veterans. And Faith, tell us about the event coming up later on this afternoon.
Yes, well, I just want to say thanks for having me this morning. We'd like to invite veterans and their families to our annual Appreciation Day and Open House this evening. It'll be from 4:30 to 6:30 in the Courthouse Annex building. And we'd just like to say thank you and invite our veterans and their family to attend.
And you mentioned it's 4:30 to 6:30. At 5:30, you have a series of presenters that will be there. What information will they provide veterans with those presentations?
So along with that, during our open house, we'll also have veteran benefit materials available. We'll also have refreshments that will be provided. But the presenters that are starting at 5:30 would be the VA Decorah Clinic staff, and they'll be giving some updates, hopefully, on the new clinic that will be opening and some of the services they can provide. We will also have our Winneshiek County contracted counselor will present on some of the services we provide through our county, and probably touch a little bit on some of the mental health stuff that he sees and works with. And then I will also be presenting and giving a briefing on VA, federal, state, and county benefits, maybe for some of those veterans and dependents that aren't aware of some of the services we can help provide.
Does a person attending this event have to be there the whole time?
No. So they do not have to be here the whole time. It is a come-and-go event. It starts at 4:30, goes till 6:30. We'll have presenters from 5:30 till probably about 6:15. But they can come and go at their leisure, or if they want to stay the entire time, they're more than welcome to.
All right. And, of course, you're with the Veterans Affairs Office in Winneshiek County, and I think externally, outside looking in, people have an okay idea what your office does on a day-in and day-out basis. But for those that don't know, what services does your office provide to those who served?
So kind of an easy way to say it, a briefing would be, Winneshiek County Veterans Affairs. We assist in applying for VA, federal, state, county benefits. We help fill out a large array of VA forms that's free of charge to the veterans and their dependents. Some of those could include like VA healthcare benefit enrollment. So if somebody from Winneshiek County would like to use the VA clinic currently, or once a new clinic gets built, we would be able to help with that enrollment paperwork so they could utilize those services. We also help apply for compensation, which is service-related claims. So if a veteran got injured or hurt or incurred a disease, something that is caused or resulted or aggravated due to their military service, we can file those claims to assist them. We also help with appeals for unfavorable VA rulings. Some of the new PACT Act benefits that have came out, we can help with all of that, or if people have questions, we can kind of help educate them or kind of go through a series of questions to see if they would meet any of those benefits. There's pension for non-service-related claims. That is for wartime era veterans and for veterans that are limited to low income. We can help with some of those benefits. Survivor benefits, armed forces, hunting and fishing. There's a lot more. I could go on, but there's a lot of different benefits. So I always kind of try to say if a veteran and a surviving spouse haven't inquired about their benefits, they should contact their local county Veterans Affairs office. And if they reside here in Winneshiek County, they can certainly contact us and we can assist them.
And how do people get a hold of you guys?
So they could either give us a call, and that number is 563-382-5786. They can stop by our office in the courthouse, or they can visit our county website for other resources.
All right, Faith, anything else we're missing? Anything you want to pass on about this afternoon's event or what your office does in general?
Well, we're hoping that we can get a good attendance this evening, and hopefully everyone will be able to come out. And again, that's from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Courthouse Annex building. So it's the small building just south of the courthouse. And it is a come and go event, so you do not have to stay the entire time. And we hope to see a bunch of people out this evening.
All right, Faith, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to tell us about the appreciation event going on this afternoon. Thank you for taking the time, and more importantly, thank you for what you do to help those who served our country.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Darren, and thanks for inviting me again this morning.
Faith Hlubek from the Winneshiek County Veterans Affairs Office, the Veterans Appreciation Day, and information providing from 4:30 until 6:30 at the Courthouse Annex building in Decorah.
Perfect.
Chatting here this morning with Katy Buck, and we are going to be talking about the Hungry Heroes Pancake Breakfast and the Decorah Rocks Hometown Heroes Hike that will be coming up this weekend on Saturday. And seemingly it involves a lot of things coming up this Saturday, eating a little breakfast, going on a hike on hopefully what will be a beautiful Saturday here in the Decorah area. Tell us, how do you combine everything involved in this event coming up this Saturday?
Well, it actually takes a lot of planning effort. We started planning this back last year before Christmas time when we had taken a year off. This will actually be our third hero hike, and we did the first one in 2021, our second in 2022. We didn't do it last year, and then this is our third one. And it typically was a lunch, and when we had spoke with the sheriff and the new chief, they had kind of suggested, because it does involve all of the apparatus. We'll have representation from every fire department, all of the law enforcement agencies. We'll have a member from Iowa State Patrol, WinMed Ambulance, and emergency management. So we have representation, like I said, from every aspect of the county. So getting everybody coordinated for that and a time that works well and works best, we had decided on June. And like I said, we had started planning this late last year, and we started really going with it in March. And then we launched the store and the design of everything, worked with Letterworks and Sam at the Decorah newspapers for our publications and things like that, and then graphics over in Calmer printed them for us. So a lot goes into this.
How'd you come up with the idea of employing the hometown heroes into this event and taking what is a fun event to begin with, but celebrating the folks that are there for us day in and day out?
I'm a 911 dispatcher by trade. I spent 15 years between Howard County, Winneshiek, and Fayette counties, dispatching for all three. And after COVID, that spring, we were trying to decide what our next event was going to be, and we were like, we should do a heroes hike, thanking everybody that had to, go to, the frontline people, go to do everything, medical, first responders, those types of things. And so we had come up with that, and we named it the Heroes Hike. And then the following year, we had changed the name to Hometown Heroes because it encompasses everybody: teachers, parents, our first responders, everybody is a hero in some way, shape, or form. We firmly believe that. And so we were trying to encompass everyone. Heroes come in all shapes and sizes, or all capes and sizes, I guess was our tagline. And so we decided to do that after COVID and try to celebrate everybody after a really rough year. We like to say in the Decorah Rocks community that it was the best, worst summer ever, 2020. And so it was really fun. We encouraged the young ones to dress up as superheroes. We even had adults do the same thing. So we paint rocks. We had a lunch typically, and we hide them on the trails for everybody to go out and find. and just kind of come together and celebrate everybody. And it just so happens this year it also falls on Decorah's 175th anniversary, as well as Father's Day weekend. So we're really looking forward to encompassing everyone.
Before we get into the specific schedule for Saturday's events, I'm sure most people know about the Decorah Rocks organization, but for those that may not, explain your organization, what you do, and all the fun you guys get to have.
So Decorah Rocks was actually started by Maureen Michael in tandem with Paula Ruin back in August of 2019. And it really took off during COVID. It would by I want to say by May of 2020, we had around 1,000 members when we really started to get going. And then during that summer, we did clue rock hunts and puzzle hunts, and we had decided at that point that we were going to do a for Halloween, because we weren't sure that we were going to be able to get to go trick-or-treating. So we did a masquerade, a 5K, and we hid rocks for that and did that. And so that's when things really started to kind of take off with events and planning and doing things. So it came about, Maureen had found a rock back in in California, and she was like, I don't know why I'm painting these rocks for California. I'm going to start it, and I'm going to do it here in Decorah. And it really took off. We're approaching 7,600 members, and we've been this will be our 5th year that since she started it. So she is coming. She moved sadly to Missouri, but she is coming back. She comes back for the Hero Hike every year, so she will be here with us as well. And it just really brings a lot of smiles to people's faces. People happen to find messages just when they needed it most, might be having a bad day or just needed a little pick-me-up of something. And whether the rock says something on the front, the label usually does on the back. And if it's just it can be a painted flower, it can be a hand-painted rock by a child, just anything. And it just happens to be something that people needed at that time. And it's fun to find them at random. So they travel, people take them on trips. They've taken to Jerusalem, Hawaii, Japan, Singapore, you name it. They're all over.
And that's the cool thing about your organization. Such a simple idea, and it's connected so many people. Probably a lot of people on the outside looking in are thinking, yeah, we could have thought of this a long time ago and connected a lot of people way back when, but such a simple idea that has connected so many people. And that's one of the cool things about Decorah Rocks, in my opinion.
Yeah. And, I mean, there are other rock groups around. I belong to a couple of them up at, especially where my parents live up in Wisconsin. There's one there. Clayton County has one. Kelmer has a small group. Alameda County has them. So they're all over. It just seems Decorah, I don't know what it was, what we did to make it so special and to make it where everybody wants it. People come here. People will come from, hey, I'm coming to town. I hope I find some rocks. And they come because they've heard of us and all that stuff. So we are completely funded by donation, where we just we're not a 501c. We've considered it, but it's just a group of people that got together and really enjoyed painting them. And we started doing fundraisers for things that meant something to us. We've done stuff for Park and Rec. We've done stuff for Art House. We've done stuff for Helping Services. We did one where we helped raise money for the Veterans Memorial to help that out. And again, we took a poll what events were everybody's favorites, and the Hero Hike and our Halloween event are everybody's favorite one. So we look forward to doing something this fall for the Halloween one, and we will, whether or not that'll be a fundraiser, I'm not sure. It's hard sometimes for fundraisers, especially when if it means something to you but it doesn't to others. It's hard to sometimes get people behind things. But this one is is a very easy task for us to promote. So.
And let's get to the events on Saturday. Send us through the schedule of what will go on Saturday.
So Saturday morning, at the Decorah Firehouse, just like the pancake breakfast that you would experience for Nordic Fest, it'll start at 8 o'clock and it goes from 8:30 or 8 o'clock to 9:30. We have pancakes, sausage, scrambled eggs, milk, juice, and coffee. We will also have some Ronnie's rolls. Everything for the pancake breakfast is donated. We've got pancake stuff is donated from Justin's at the Landing. Sausage is coming from Lynch's. Scrambled eggs and coffee are coming from U2 Catering. Our milk is coming from Culver's. Our juice is coming from the Whippy Dip, and Ronnie's rolls. Obviously, we have some raffle items. And then after the hero hike or after the pancake breakfast is over, over at the Brooming lot at the corner of Ice Cave and Palisades, there is where the heroes hike will start. One of the routes, there's an easier traverse route, which would be the river trail, that goes right along the river. That's kind of a loop and would bring you back to the Bruning lot there, right on that green bridge at the end. And then the other route will go up through Palisades and come back down. You will loop up. There's a Sneebies trail, and it'll take you up and come back down the gravel road there at Palisades and bring you back to the parking lot. So the hike will encompass. You'll be able to find rocks at the breakfast, and the rocks will also be around on the trails. We'll have some prize rocks that if you find specialized items on the trail, you'll be able to return that to the registration desk for a prize rock that corresponds with the number on the back of the specialty item that you find. And we even have a member of our rock group that whittles and makes hiking or walking sticks. So I think we're going to have a couple of those on hand as well for prizes. So
how do people sign up to be a part of it?
They can go to the Decorah Rocks page. There's an event for it. We do have signs around town. The QR code, I believe, on that expired for the first store, but the event has the updated link to it. There's also a link, I believe, that will run next week on Decorah News, and then they can go to the link and they can sign up for it ahead of time. Or if you want to do just the breakfast, you can walk up. Breakfast only. Adults is $8. Age 4 to 13 is $5, and 3 and under are free. The hike and the breakfast is $25. That doesn't include a shirt, but you still get to participate in the hike, and you get a breakfast ticket as well. And then the hike and breakfast with a shirt. The shirts are now not guaranteed by the date of the hike, but you can still get one post as they make them. And that particular price point is $35 for it. So that's how they can sign up. And or if they would like to just walk up, you're more than welcome to do that as well. The pre-registration helps us kind of get an idea of how many we're going to have for certain. But again, walk up is fine as well.
Anything we're missing? Anything you want to add regarding the events coming up this weekend, or anything else related to Decorah Rocks?
Just that we have a really fun time doing this. We believe in it. We believe in everybody in the county. And again, like I said, heroes come in all shapes and sizes. So this really encompasses everyone. We're looking forward to celebrating Father's Day, Decorah's 175th anniversary, all of the emergency responders that do so much for us in the county. And we encourage everybody, all ages, to dress up in their superhero type garb if they would like to. The kids really have a lot of fun doing that. So come one, come all, and help us celebrate everybody.
Sounds like a fun event coming up this weekend. Katy, appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck with you, the event this weekend. And thanks for everything Decorah Rocks does to put Decorah on the map, really.
Thank you. We appreciate it, Darren, and I'm glad you reached out, and I appreciate the time with you.
Katy Buck joining us, the Hungry Heroes pancake breakfast and walk and hike this Saturday. And the Decorah Rocks internet site is the place you can find out more information. Coming up this Saturday is the Decorah 175th birthday, and here to discuss the event from the Winneshiek County Historical Society, Stacey Gossling. Always interesting to talk to the folks from the Historical Society because you always learn something when we have these conversations. And Stacey, before we get into the events of the celebration coming up this week, do you have any information on how Decorah came to be?
So, yes, back in 1849, it's kind of one of those things that's always been disputed, but they say that William and Elizabeth Day came and settled, actually sort of right behind John Klein School. But it's been disputed because William Painter was supposedly here. I think it was like a week or a month before the days came, but it's never been proven or disproven. So one or the other. And that was like June 1849.
And,
So
and as you go over history of Winneshiek County and Decorah, how often do you have discrepancies of how things came to be, like the one you just touched on? How do you determine one way or another on what way it actually is?
right. Yeah, a lot of times discrepancies pop up. One one story says one thing, another story says another thing. All you can do is do research, look in the newspapers to see if you can find any little tiny tidbit to prove or disprove it. Really, it's just by doing research, and that's all you can do is just say, okay, well, it's proven, the painters were here, a week before, but, who knows?
And the events coming up this Saturday, let's run down what's all going to be taking place. When does it begin? Where will the events be held, et cetera, et cetera?
Okay, so June 15th at 10 a.m. in the new Vesterheim Commons. We will kick off at 10 a.m. with welcome and remarks with Jessica from the chamber. Will have some things to say. And then Lorraine Borowski will also do a proclamation for the birthday. Prosper Wakan, who's sort of the center of the Historical Society's celebration, will be there, and he will say just a few words. Prosper Wakan is the great, great, great grandson of Chief Wakan Decorah. And then there will also be a special reading by Meta Hammer, who is going to be reading actual letters that were written back to the home country about what was going on, in Decorah, encouraging people to come here.
And
So go ahead.
no, I interrupted you.
So then at 10:45, as long as it's not raining, from 10:45 to 11:15, there will be music on the patio at the Vesterheim by the Decorah Municipal Band. But if it rains, we won't be able to do that part. And one of the other big things is from 1 to 4 at the Winneshiek County Historical Society at our house or office up on West Broadway. We are going to be having an ice cream social. And that is going to be sponsored by the Sugar Bowl and Fairway. We can't thank the businesses enough that have gotten behind us on this. And It's completely free. You can bring a lawn chair, sit in that side yard, enjoy some ice cream. Hopefully it's a nice day. And we will have the first floor of the house open with displays. And from 2 to 4, Prosper Wakan will be there. And you can come in and meet him and talk to him. And then also at the same time from 2 to 4, we are going to have the Locust School Committee is going to be hosting children's games up at Phelps Park. And Decorah Park and Rec has also gotten behind us on this, and they are sending some volunteers to help coordinate kids' games up there. So you can have some ice cream, run up there, play some old-fashioned kids' games. And then the big thing that we're doing that day also is from 6 to 7 at the Hotel Winneshiek in Ballroom. There'll be a presentation. Prosper Wakan has agreed to give a presentation on the Wakan Decorah family legacy. And it's sponsored by the Hotel Winneshiek. Let's see, who else? Deco Products, the Decorah Rotary, the Oneota Co-op. We can't thank all of these businesses enough for getting behind us on this. And if anybody still does want to donate, we still are a little bit short on our goal, so they can always send us a little in the mail or whatever, or even stop by the office. And after his presentation, there will be time, that he will answer questions. The event is free. We're asking free will donations just to sort of offset our expenses for bringing him here. And the presentation that he gives, it's really interesting because we do a lot of genealogy research for people, and the way the Indian families do their genealogy is much different than the way that we do, say, a family tree. So, and Prosper will explain how that happens. He's also bringing his wife and his daughter and his granddaughter. He was actually raised in Nebraska and just had a regular name. I think his name actually was John Smith, if I'm correct. And about, I guess, 10 years or so ago, his granddaughter started asking questions and convinced him to go back to using his Indian name, which then sparked in his head, to start doing some research and figure out how he is connected. So it's a very interesting presentation that he gives. And again, we can't thank our sponsors enough for helping us out with this. So,
how did your organization get in touch with Prosper to bring him back to Decorah for this coming weekend?
So that's funny. One day, he and his wife just walked into the Historical Society office. Wow. And last summer, he did do a presentation last year he actually did 2, I think, in Lansing and I think McGregor, or no, the Wakan Library had him. That's what it was. And so they were just killing time during the day before his presentation and just walked into the office and introduced himself. And we were like, "You're who?" So when back in January, Jessica from the chamber and Alyssa from Visit Decorah, they had sort of gotten a whole bunch of different organizations together to discuss and start planning the 175th, and we were like, oh, that would be so neat to be able to have him come and give a talk, and sort of give a little respect to the people that were here before us, before our, the Days or the painters, still haven't decided who, came and settled here.
And I know we've touched on this before. I know Decorah definitely has the known for its Norwegian heritage, but it wasn't Norwegians that settled here first. How did Do you have any information on how this became such a site for Norwegians to settle as they immigrated to America?
Well, in Norway, it was the tradition that the oldest son would be given a part of the farm, and all the younger ones were sort of on their own to find their own farms. But after multiple generations of dividing a farm in half, pretty soon you're dividing not a very big piece of land. So, and they were trying to grow crops on rocks because they didn't have enough land. So they, I'm curious. I've never known who's the first Norwegian that was actually here. Because there was an influx of them. A lot of the railroads advertised and said, come to Northeast Iowa. We have land for sale for cheap, and the dirt is like gold, and you can grow anything. And so, and all it takes is one person to come and then write a letter home and say, oh, you got to come check this place out, and then they tell their friends and their friends, and before you know it, you have a whole bunch of them.
Very interesting. As for the celebration coming up this weekend, are we missing anything? Anything else you want to pass on regarding Decorah's 175th birthday?
No, we just would really, really love for everybody to come out and enjoy celebrating Decorah, and come and listen to Prosper Wakan. He's a very, very interesting gentleman to talk to.
Stacey, we appreciate you taking the time, and everyone with their organizational efforts for this weekend, which should be a pretty good shindig for Decorah. Decorah looking pretty good for 175 years old, I got to say myself. But as always, we appreciate you taking the time and educating us on a lot of things related to the history of our area. And hopefully it'll be a very fun and well-attended event coming up this weekend.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Stacey Gossling is with the Winneshiek County Historical Society. Decorah, 175th birthday party coming up this weekend. Thank you to our guest on the program, Winneshiek County Veterans Affairs Office Administrator Faith Hlubek, joining us to tell us about the open house coming up tonight at the Courthouse Annex building in Decorah. Katy Buck joining us from Decorah Rocks, the Hometown Heroes Hike and Pancake Breakfast coming up this Saturday. It's all a part of Decorah's 175th birthday coming up this Saturday. Always a treat to talk to Stacey Gossling from the Winneshiek County Historical Society. Don't forget, we put these shows on YouTube each and every week. We realize you're busy. You can't always be near a radio or a smart speaker or a streaming device at Thursday morning at 9 a.m. We get to talk to interesting people. We got to talk to 3 of them today. And we want to bring this information to you on your schedule. Just head out to YouTube, go to 613 Our Town program. It's a great way to find it there. We also put the links up on all of our Facebook pages as well. Another way we do our best to keep you in touch with the community here at LA Communications. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to our sponsor, Decorah Bank and Trust. And we thank you, that's right, you, for tuning in, for logging on, or for watching Our Town on 94.9 and 99.1 The River.